and they don't really like me. Cause I can fuck your bitch and fuck your mom and auntie.
Likely. Lil Wayne is undeniably one of the greatest rappers of all time, one who has influenced an entire generation. But these past couple of years, Wayne has done a few things that have caused a lot of hip-hop fans to begin to turn on him, with many accusing him of being washed, especially after the release of his latest album, The Carter 6. So today, I want to look into why everybody is...
I'm not gonna lie, the Anthony Fantano review of the album was pretty funny.
Spotify lets you put your videos on their platform now, like you can watch the video or just listen to the audio. So if that's something you guys are interested in, if you just want to like listen rather than watch or whatever, the links are all in the description. I think it's a cool feature, so I'm uploading all my old videos on there along with my new ones. So yeah, feel free to do that. Anyways, let's continue. So recently, Lil Wayne released his album, The Carter 6, and
this should not be a Carter album.
Very well received. If you aren't familiar with Lil Wayne, he has an album series called The Carter, and
this should not be a fucking Carter album.
Series is banged. Whether or not you think they were good, they have historically sold insanely well. The Carter 1 in 2004 sold 870,000 units. The Carter 2 in 2005 sold 1.4 million units. The Carter 3 in 2008 sold a whopping
banger fucking classic of all time.
And the Carter 4 in 2011 sold
classic
2.3 million. I'm not going to mention the Carter 5.
Carter 5 was mid.
Nearly as many, in part because it was more recent. Regardless though, it still had some bangers. So clearly this series has a very impressive legacy, with Wayne putting out amazing tracks on every single album, and fans were extremely excited for the sixth iteration of this series. And I think it's safe to say that this was a big letdown. Now I'm not gonna lie, I don't think the whole album was all that bad, but it definitely wasn't.
From right here, from track 2 to 9, that's it. This is the album. Just from track 2 to 9, that's it.
Wasn't great, and a lot of people absolutely hated it. Fans immediately tore it apart on Twitter, with people posting memes like this. And it wasn't just Twitter that had this opinion, but other music critics as well.
And look, I'm not going to beat around the bush with this review. This album was pretty bad. Not just bad, but shamefully bad at points. Bad form, bad ideas, bad taste, bad execution. The album doesn't even have the decency to be bad in one single way.
In this series, this installment is weak. You're getting lackluster performances. You're getting weak production. I don't even want to call it weak. I want to call it bad production. You're getting an underwhelming feature list where you could have gotten some legends on here, or even some guys that would have been able to put some energy or something back into this track list, for example. Like,
by the way, if you know, you know, Fantano said the Elephant song was his favorite one, which is insane. But
that's funny.
Though, Twitter was in a
because the Peanuts to Elephant is actually the worst song on the album.
You know, the album asked when no
he would like that one.
Timeline LMAO. This shit hurt, man. Another said, I haven't seen the TL be this unified calling an album trash in a good while. There were so many memes all over Twitter, and I'm going to be honest, they were pretty funny. And this was definitely my favorite one of the bunch. I think that it got so bad that the Carter 4 re-entered...
Nigga, the Carter 4 has some shit on there.
And saying every real Wayne fan...
Yeah, Carter 4 might be...
After having their heart broken...
Carter 4 might be the last good Carter.
It's honestly hard to describe in words.
It should have stopped at 4.
We just throwing shit at the wall at this point. When we get to the end, it's just like, I don't even know what the fuck about to happen.
Every time I hear that stupid ass beat. Oh my god, I hate that fucking stupid ass beat so fucking much, yo. I hate that fucking beat. Yo. Why is he rapping on this bullshit?
I'm being so serious, bro. This is not real. What the fuck is this beat, dog?
That shit sound like a fucking Undertale beat.
I'm not gonna lie. We're trolling. You're dead trolling, bro. You're not serious at all. You don't give a fuck. Do you hear this?
This don't even sound like he's supposed to be rapping on this.
You're serious right now, dog.
Granted, this was probably the worst song on this album, but man, there's definitely some rough ones. He even had a line where he said, "And I don't smoke bunk, I only smoke that strong. Eyes tight like my name Wong Ding Ding." This project is expected to sell 110 units first week with a #2 debut on the Billboard 200. However, compared to a lot of his previous projects, this isn't that great. But why is this such a big deal, especially for an artist who's been in the game for decades? He's already established himself as a legend. Who cares if he puts out
because
one album?
he got a bad team, dog. This is team,
and they're able to bounce back. I mean, Wayne himself has even done it before with Rebirth. Well, to understand why people are so upset and
bro, he got niggas around him. It sound like they just started producing. Like they just learned how to produce. That's what it sounded like he got around him. Cause that album shouldn't sound like that, bro. It's a Carter album. It should not sound like that.
Have to rewind back to the Super Bowl. The September before the 2025 Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar was announced as the headliner for the halftime show, and Lil Wayne was pretty upset. First, he posted on his Instagram story, confused, disappointed, angry, but most of all, inspired. We'll never again be in a position or have the GOAT in a position where we are at the mercy of someone else's decision. We will make the decisions. And then he posted this video as well, expressing his problem.
Yeah, all this shit was stupid. You can see why this nigga ain't performing no fucking Super Bowl.
You know what I'm talking about? I heard a whole lot.
Nigga, if we hear peanuts to an elephant on a Super Bowl stage, my nigga, I might KMS. I don't give a fuck no more, dog.
For just automatically mentally putting myself in that position, like somebody told me that was my position, it made me feel like shit, not getting this.
Hearing that song made me feel like shit.
And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. And that's an amazing reality.
The main reason that Wayne felt this way is because the Super Bowl was hosted in his hometown of New Orleans. Also, Jay-Z's been in charge.
That don't mean you fucking host it, dog. Like,
thought that he had an in.
It been to New Orleans mad times. They never say nothing.
Occasions.
Let's think about this for a second. Lil Wayne, headline Super Bowl in New Orleans. How badly do you want to hear those words?
Just as bad as I wanted to see my name at the top of that list when I was that whatever age it was, and I would bust into the office and get that Billboard magazine. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah.
He has also said that he would kill to play the Super Bowl and things along those lines in multiple interviews. So when he was denied, Wayne and a bunch of others were pretty upset on his behalf. Nicki Minaj and others called out the Super Bowl and Jay-Z for not letting Wayne perform, saying things like denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no reason other than your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. But not everybody thought that Wayne deserved the spot. I mean, it was given to Kendrick Lamar after all, who just had the craziest year arguably of his career with winning the beef with Drake and putting out tracks like Not Like Us. Fans
bro, we seen this nigga perform at WrestleMania. We do not want to see that shit again.
Great performer. One fan on Reddit said, anyone who has seen Wayne live knows he puts on mediocre, low effort shows.
Exactly.
He even shows up.
He's not a good performer.
Posting some rough moments from his concerts on Twitter as well.
Bro, Wayne is not a good performer, bro. He's not. Everybody knows this. It's been notoriously known for years that he's not a good performer.
There was even one that was pretty funny, I'll admit, and even Tyler, the creator, liked it as well.
But y'all niggas want to see this on the Super Bowl stage, right? All right. All right. All right, dog.
This incident caused so many people to clown on Lil Wayne in the rap community, and even Orlando Brown started clowning on him.
I think that Jay-Z made the best ever.
Yo, Orlando Brown.
I don't want to do. I don't mind to do, but
which is crazy when you got Orlando Brown acting like you're
exactly, yo. You got Orlando Brown clowning on you. Yeah, it's kind of
why he may
that's
have
fucked
not
up.
been picked. For example, there was a concert in 2023 where after playing music for 30 minutes, he hopped off stage so some artists from his label could come out and perform, which doesn't seem that bad, right? Well, after the crowd wasn't really
Bro, we paid to see you. Who are these niggas we don't know?
Did a little rant and then just canceled the show.
We appreciate it, but we ain't about to be bending over backwards for these folks.
We didn't pay to see fucking Wayne and Friends, bro. We paid to see Wayne. Like, what are we doing?
Fans were very upset, and this was brought back up again during the Super Bowl conversation, cited by
Again.
some as another reason why Wayne.
Love Wayne. Wayne is a fucking legend.
And this isn't the only
It's a
time
terrible
Wayne has
performer,
walked off
dog.
stage.
He just
like
is.
this time when he was playing at High Times, and he said he never wants to be booked for it again, and then left. Also, I forgot what it was, but I'm pretty sure it happened like a couple other times too. So people really use this as a big argument as to why the Super Bowl might not want to entrust this extremely important performance to Lil Wayne. Regardless of what your thoughts on the situation were,
Need to
Wayne
be
continued
realistic
to
now. Come
complain
on,
about
man.
it, which I think really rubbed fans the wrong way. Like when he gave this speech at Wheezy Fest a couple months later.
And they spared him because they ain't even show the fucking WrestleMania performance.
For the Super Bowl one day in front of my mom. And I worked my ass off to get that fucking position, and it was ripped away from me. But this motherfucking moment right here, they can't take that, man. They can't take that from me.
People responded saying things like, "You never had it, bro, ever. So how the f was it ripped away from you?" On top of that, fans were also upset with Wayne because Kendrick has been a big Wayne fan for years, very openly throughout his entire career.
Wayne ain't no new jack to the game, like I said, you know. He influenced a lot of styles and a lot of sounds, and I can say I was influenced by a certain sound and a flow and the cadence, you know, that he brought to the game, which was very unique. Me being a young boy in the game and listening to him, like, yo, okay, I need to learn this and that, you know, and that definitely was a perspective from that tape.
So when Wayne acts this way and keeps complaining and acting like he's entitled to it, a lot of people were upset and felt like he should have been proud of Kendrick, especially since Kendrick is openly inspired by Wayne. Not too long after this, on Kendrick's track Whacked Out Murals, which was released around this time, he said, "Used to bump the Carter 3, I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work..."
Well, Wayne down,
Later on
whatever
the
though.
track, he said something that almost seemed like a diss when he said, "Won the Super Bowl and Nas the only one congratulate me. All these people agitated. I'm just glad they showing their faces. Quite frankly, plenty artists, but they outdated. Old ass flows trying to convince me that you they favorite." So Wayne actually seemingly responded to this on Twitter.
He said, "Man, what the fuck I do? Why you say fuck me for?"
And they still come from my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me. But I shall destroy if disturbed. On me. Somehow this didn't ever end up leading to any public problems
Nothing.
between the two.
It didn't
Honestly,
lead
it's
to
a little
nothing.
bit disappointing. I mean, I think a rap battle between those guys would have been sick. But regardless, Wayne said on the Skip Bayless show just a few weeks later that he had no problem.
Wayne is not a
And, you know, when we speaking,
battle
obviously
rapper.
we
He's
can't
not like
control
a.
that.
He don't do diss songs and
You know,
shit.
so he didn't let me know. It ain't like he don't. It ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also, I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he
Did you?
better
Good.
kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of
No, he ain't.
He don't know what that shit means.
That was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it.
Okay.
But I understand those words. Like I said, I think he just mean that he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
It was a little strange that he said he never heard those lyrics. However, in all fairness to Wayne, he seems to forget everything.
bruh.
And doesn't really
Because
seem
he
to
don't
in
be
the loop.
caring about
But
shit.
despite that, people were happy that they had squashed the beef and that Lil Wayne wasn't dragging it anymore. At least until he did keep dragging the situation. First, he did a Super Bowl ad with Cetaphil, the skincare company, which poked some lighthearted fun at the situation while teasing his upcoming album.
Hey, we still going?
Nah, this is time sensitive. Let's get it.
Then a few months later, he did an interview with Rolling Stone and said he would never consider playing the Super Bowl again after he said they stole that feeling. And he sounded a little bitter in this interview because he said he didn't watch Kendrick's performance. He said when it came on, he went to play pool and that every time I looked, it was nothing that made me want to go inside and see what was going on. Which to me reads like he was really upset about the situation to that day. Like, how are you going to act like, oh, me and Kendrick are cool? Go crush it, bro, and then say it didn't really look like anything I was interested in.
Right, I ain't want to do that shit anyway. Fuck that Super Bowl. I ain't want to do that shit any fucking way. Who the fuck watched the Super Bowl anyway? Like the fuck? Like what? No, nigga.
Wayne continued to say in this Rolling Stone interview that the NFL fucked up and that since he is working on the Carter 6, they could have had some music, but instead they got rapping, which again comes off to me as like disrespectful to Kendrick. And it's especially ironic now as the Carter 6 is out and many people wouldn't quite call that music. He also said a few other things in this interview too, like that the NFL apparently was telling him beforehand to be more public facing before the show as if he would get the spot, and that someone from the NFL apologized to him after Kendrick was selected. So I can totally understand why he would be upset, but the seeming disrespect towards Kendrick is what really are rubbing fans the wrong way, along with him dragging it for so long. It seems as if the Super Bowl situation, on top of all of the discussion from the fans, affected Lil Wayne so much that it ended up bleeding through to his music and almost possibly hurt the quality of it in this latest project.
You're Lil Wayne. You're fucking Lil Wayne, bro. You don't have to be on a track like, yo, I'm the greatest of all time, and I can be myself. I don't need to be anybody. Like, you don't need a song on here talking about I'm gonna be myself, and I'm happy to be myself, and I don't need to be anybody else because I can be me. Like, you're Lil Wayne. You don't need to be up and down this album talking about like I'm the greatest of all time.
I'm starting to see a pattern because this is, I swear to God, like a few years ago, this is kind of the same thing that happened to Eminem. Where he put out that album dissing everybody and it was like, yo, we don't want to hear this shit no more. Like, we get it. You the best rapper. Holy shit. It's like history is repeating itself with somebody else right now.
Nigga, we know. Just rap. Like, you were doing those first like few songs and then it was like, it's like this internet must have got to you or some shit, and everything was just about trying to convince niggas that you're the best instead of showing why you are the best, why people call you the best. By just rapping. Oh my God, this is more like pleading his fucking case, dude.
Rather than actually doing what everyone knows Wayne can do, which is rap and
Here
put
the
out
goats
bangers,
is
seems
washed.
like after all the barking over the Super Bowl and saying he was going to put out some real music, he never actually came with any bite.
He had this chip on his shoulder after missing out on the halftime performance for the Super Bowl, and this had a whole domino effect where people started criticizing his abilities on social media. People started comparing him to Kendrick and saying that he
they're gonna start treating Wayne like they do Eminem now.
There was a lot of like,
which is
this
unfortunate.
sort of negative press around Wayne going into this album, and this felt like an opportunity for him to silence all of those haters.
And that's what I thought he would do.
I thought that that's what he would do, is remind people that he truly is still one of the greatest, but he squandered that opportunity, and this is a flop of an album.
The Super Bowl situation, how entitled Lil Wayne came off, how much he talked up his own album and was low-key dissing Kendrick just to put out a terrible album, all of these things have really left a poor taste in fans' mouths. But despite all of this, Lil Wayne's legacy still stands strong. I mean, after his insane run, there's nothing that I don't think can really take down his career. Before all the drama like we have today, Lil Wayne has been a fan favorite. After all the success he had in the 2000s with his commercial albums doing well and his insane mixtape run, people loved Lil Wayne. And of course, like I mentioned, he was putting out the Carter albums too, which people loved, and they did insane numbers. I've mentioned this before on this
The Carter
channel,
stopped
but
at
Wayne
4.
was putting out so many songs that 50 Cent called him a whore. He was also doing a ton of features around this time, one of my personal favorites being the track Duffel Bag Boy by Playa Circle, who, if you didn't know, was a duo that 2 Chainz was in. Very good song, you guys should check that out. Might be my favorite of all time by Wayne. I don't know, it could be, it's up there. I'm not gonna go over all the accolades and all the songs, but just know that Wayne has dominated the rap game for decades. And not only that, but his influence on hip-hop is immense. From popularizing the Lil name and a more creative, fun style of rapping and different sorts of flows, many artists nowadays are openly inspired and influenced by him.
Like, it's look at me.
Bro, he inspired mad niggas. That's the crazy part.
I learned Lil Wayne. I wanted to be Lil Wayne. I would talk when I was younger. Girls would say I look like Lil Wayne, so I would run with that. And I would wear the fedoras, and I would wear the tight polo tees with the skinnies, and wear the Vans and shit.
I think when I first started out, I just wanted to be just as important as Lil Wayne, because I felt like nobody was ever going to be as big as Lil Wayne, like during like Lollipop times and obviously like Carter 3 times. And
never got a chance to tell you, but yo,
Speaking of
Mona
Eminem.
Lisa,
Yeah.
your 2 verses on that shit gotta be like, it's gotta be like one of the like top 5 verses of all time.
Man, thank you.
Mona Lisa was hard.
Thank you,
Yo,
man.
And don't get me wrong, there are still a lot of people that think Wayne is in the right and that he should have performed at the Super Bowl, but I just think that this sequence of events in the past couple of years has not really been the best look for him. So it is possible that 2025 is just another bump in the road for Wayne, and he'll come back with more heat. But it's also possible that as he gets older, he's losing his touch. I think the Carter 5
That's
was
because
the
he's
last
out of
album
touch.
that he really had people hyped for, and rightfully so. I really enjoyed a few tracks.
Wayne
on
is
that
just
album.
out of touch,
And it was
bro. He
also on
been
that
was
album
like that
on
for a
the track
minute.
Dedicate, where he flexed the fact that he really did start
Starting
a
to
lot
show
of
him
tracks
music
in
now,
music
though.
nowadays. But that was back in 2018. And it's been so long since Wayne really put out anything that crazy, except for maybe a good guest verse or something. So it's possible that all the controversy this year was what will do his legacy in.
Regardless of what people want to say about how bloated they feel Future's discog might be, at the end of the day, he's gonna come through with a hit or something, or at least it's been, you know what I'm saying, to that point. You know what I'm saying? It might not be every album, it might not be every day, but he's gonna be a part of a moment.
Yeah, consistently for Future,
But
been knocking it
Wayne,
out of the park. I ain't gonna lie.
And I think a big portion of this that a lot of people overlook is the time period that we were last excited for Lil Wayne. What was the last time y'all was excited for Lil Wayne music? I already have my answer. I was gonna say Carter 5.
But like Dante said in the clip I played earlier, maybe it's best that Lil Wayne focuses less on what others are saying and either continues putting out great music like he's totally capable of, or just chills and focuses on other things that are important to him, rather than being consumed by the music industry and its followers. If you like this video, you might like
You need
my
a better
video about
fucking
Kendrick
team, yo.
Lamar's
It's
album,
really
DMX,
Wayne
and
team.
what was going on back at that time. It also includes everything I talked about with the Lil Wayne situation and more, and Kendrick with the industry. Also, remember, videos are on Spotify if you guys want to.
The life of a